Hey, this is Russ. Yeah, we're back out on the road again. Yeah, you might notice today the audio sounds a little better. Yeah, less background noise. Yeah, why is that? We're back to the old recorder. Yeah, we're back to the old audio recorder. So I have a lavalier mic attached to the visor of my helmet. It's a Shure mic. And let's turn here. And so what happened to the wireless mic? Well, we're using the wireless mic as a backup. I decided that the wireless mic, as convenient as it was, and also making it easier to do the edits and everything, because it's sending the signal directly to the GoPro through the transmitter and receiver. It's just too noisy. It's noisy in the background sounds. Yeah, it's not bad in terms of the audio. If I was just strictly going to record myself talking, and I'm not riding a bike where there's noise from cars and tire noises and motor noises and all that, it's fine for that. So for a lot of people who use it for, content creation, but they're not like e-bikers, it might be fine. But or if you were to ride a bike path where you don't have car noises and traffic noises to contend with, it's fine for that. But I just find that, the things that I ride on the street, I've got cars, I've got buses, I've got lawnmowers, I've got everything running to compete with my sound. It just doesn't reject it well enough. Now, it did seem to do pretty good for wind rejection with the dead cat filter on there, but yeah, not for everything else. So, even just looking at the waveform of the audio track, you could see all the noise generated in the background. So here's what we're doing, hopefully, going forward. I'm going to go back to the old audio system. It's going to give me more editing to have to deal with. I don't know if this is going to change. Okay, I got a car ahead of me. He'll trigger the light for me. I'm going to go back to the old method, but we're going to use the transmitter. Oh, that may not. Maybe the car behind me will trigger it. Yeah, okay, they're going to trigger it. I'm going to go back to the original sound and then use the transmitter as a backup. So I'm not transmitting to a receiver on the GoPro. I'm just using the internal recording chip that's built into the transmitter. So I'll have that with me on my chest mount. And then if for some reason the audio fails from the old recorder or mic or whatever was causing me all sorts of problems before, if that's the fail, then I always have that recording as a backup. My backup in the past was the GoPro mic, which of course is terrible. Yeah, you can't use that. So the GoPro mic still records too, by the way. I still have it on the media mod, so there's a external microphone on there, and I have the windscreen on that right now. But that sound is what I use to match up with the external digital audio recorder, and I sync it together through software. So yeah, technically there's 3 mics recording right now, my audio. Hopefully this will make me happier. I'm just not happy with the background noise quality. And then, even the audio sound to me a little more compressed than using the external recorder and the lavalier mic from Shure. So I'm going back. But I'm using the other one as a backup. Now, should I just return that mic? No, I don't think so, because I still have a project coming up that's going to require me maybe to use the wireless mic. So I don't feel like returning it, and I also like the fact that I do have that backup on a very small recorder. Essentially, it's just the microphone that's recording everything. It's the transmitter. That's my backup. So I think having it done this way might be better. I mean, it's more of a headache for me, but I mean, I've been doing it for 3 years this way, so it's not like I shouldn't do it. But and prior to the 3 years too, for a couple years, I was doing my knee replacement videos this way as well. So really, for 5 years, I've been doing it this way. So it's not like I don't know how to do it. I can do it. I just wanted something easier that would solve my problems, plus, you know, allow me to use a wireless mic when in times I need it. So yeah, it's going to become a backup, and then also for projects that require me to be on camera, but maybe not necessarily right next to the camera, where I have to be on a wireless mic. So there you go. Okay, so what are we going to talk about today, and what am I riding? I'm riding the Magicycle Ocelot Pro 2.0. Yeah, this is the torque and cadence sensor version of the Ocelot Pro. Now, in the last video, I mentioned that Magicycle is coming out with a deer version 2.0. Yeah, that'll happen sometime in the month of September. They'll be able to start shipping, and I'll have a sample coming in to me for me to review eventually. Now, I'm going to be gone, as you know, for a couple of weeks in September. And then early October, I'm going to be gone too. So hopefully they can get it to me somewhere in between that time period, between September and October, so I can get that review done for them before I head off to my other project in October. So let me address another thing too. People have been asking me lately, where's the wired bike? Yeah, I don't know where the wired bike is. I have no clue. Yeah, I have no clue where the wired bike is. They had told me that it was coming in for me in, I don't know what they say, June or July. Then they said it was going to be in August. Now here we are. By the time you see this video, it's already September, and we still don't have one from them. I know that they are shipping the bikes to people who paid for them, and that's probably what they're doing. That's my guess, is that they're probably doing that to fulfill orders that people have paid for before giving it to me, and then maybe eventually getting it to me. But I don't think I'm a priority at this time. I mean, they can't seem to supply enough of them to the people who've ordered them. I mean, to give one away is asking too much, I guess. I have no idea. So the way I looked at it with the wired bike is, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't ever happen, then it never happens. That's how I see it. Okay. So no need to keep asking me. Okay. A lot of people have been asking me about this wired bike, and I said, you know, it was one that they offered after others have contacted them and asked them, you know, why aren't you giving it to Russ? But yeah, we've yet to see it, so I don't know. So yeah, that's my answer. I don't know. I know about as much about it as you do at this point, whether it's going to show up ever or later. Now, one of the guys did contact Wired and said, hey, what's going on with Russ's bike? And they told him that they assured him that they will be getting me one as soon as they can. So, I don't know. I don't know. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Okay? So, all right. So what else are we going to talk about today? Well, this is my second ride of the day. Today the weather is better. I'm taking this bike out after doing the last video you probably saw, which would have been the video where we were testing out the audio tracks with the with the transmitter set up for low cut filtering, and then I had dual mono tracks, meaning stereo tracks, checking out whether using the noise reduction circuit would help or not, and no, that thing did not help. It made me sound like I was in a hollow cave or something. It just didn't sound right. It always, these circuits always seem to have some type of audio artifacts on it. Now others have reported they're perfectly fine with it, but not for me. I've worked with too many microphones, too many audio systems in the past, and I can tell the difference. Yeah, like I said, I am a forensic audio expert. I'm a chord expert, yeah, in audio, and so I've had my hands on very expensive microphones, very expensive surveillance recording equipment, and so I'm kind of used to a certain quality, and if I don't get that quality, I don't feel good about it. It just bothers me. I know for most people it's probably fine, but yeah, not for me. It's got to be just right. That's why it's always been an issue for me, is I just don't want bad quality content if I know that I can get better quality. Yeah, it's more work, but I guess that's the way it is. Then we got a lawnmower in the background, but I don't think you're going to hear it as much as we did in the other recordings. I think this Shure mic seems to reject those things better. Now, somebody mentioned cardioid mics versus omnidirectional mics. Yeah, I know about all that stuff too. Okay, a cardioid mic is more directional than omnidirectional, and of course these lavalier mics and also the wireless mics are omnidirectional. But for some strange reason, this Shure mic has a better rejection of noises that are not part of the main audio. It's not like it's rejecting it, actually. It just picks up my sounds better. So for some reason, close-up audio is recorded much cleaner than background sounds. It's not really noise reduction. It's not rejecting it in that sense. It's just, it seems to know if you're closer to the mic, that's the sound, that's the predominant sound that needs to be there. So, yeah, let me know if you can hear the difference, if this sounds better to you. If you don't know what the other one sounded like, go back to the recording that was before this, the video before this. If I remember, I'll try to put a link at the end of the video where you can click on that, and then you can hear the sound from the other thing. And you tell me if that's acceptable to you or not. Now, you might not notice it as much, but if you put headphones on or earbuds on or anything like that that has decent bass response and the like, you'll notice it. Yeah, you'll notice the quality doesn't sound right, and the noise in the background is kind of too loud, really. It's just overwhelmingly loud. So, all right, so what else are we talking about today? What about bike stuff? All right, well, we talked about the wired bike, okay? And at this point, too, if the wired bike does come in, I don't think I will have the time to actually do the review for them until mid-October, something like that, yeah. So, but, I had time when we thought that it was supposed to come in when it was supposed to come in, but, now I have other commitments. And that happens, with things. Now, I continually still get other bikes offered to me, as well as other types of products offered to me. No products that have come through have taken me to the point where I wanted to have an interest in reviewing it. I mean, on a personal level, some of the stuff coming in, I go, yeah, I wouldn't mind having something like that, but it's not something that I would want to show on the video. I mean, like one person who sent me an inquiry asked me if I would do a review of their bike products. And I look at their products, but they're basically very inexpensive bike accessories. I go, no, I wouldn't even use it. So why would I want to review it, right? I've had offers for LED lighting. What am I going to use LED lighting for on a bike channel? What else? Oh, a weed whacker. I could use a weed whacker. It has nothing to do with my channel. Weed whacker. Electric weed whacker. So I love it too. That some of these inquiries will say, you know, we've been very impressed with your TikTok videos. I don't do TikTok. So how could you be impressed with my TikTok videos? I've never done one. No, they're blanketly sent out to everybody. They're just hoping any influencer will do it for them. I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not that desperate. I may like the product, but I'm not that desperate to infiltrate the Russ is Right channel that way with products that, you know, many of you guys will say, well, why is he doing that? All right, the smartwatches, why did we do that? Well, that kind of helps me in my health journey. And I kind of see that this channel does have some health benefit because, you know, if you're pedaling, which I should be doing right now, if you're pedaling and what are we on here? Okay, we're on cadence sensing. Let's see. Yeah, okay, let's put on torque sensor here. If you're pedaling and you want exercise, that's health related, right? You might want to check out your heart rate and all that stuff. So I kind of figured, you know, yeah, like here's the watch, right? I know you guys have a hard time seeing it because I can't angle my wrist any further. But somebody did ask me about, you know, the blood pressure measurements on the watches. Yeah, don't trust the watches for that type of stuff. I've already said that. Medical stuff, yeah, don't trust it. It's fun to see it, but I don't think they're that accurate. Yeah, either watch, because I think she was asking me about both watches, but it's fun to see. I love the EKG or ECG version on this watch. That one I think is pretty accurate. Yeah, but as far as blood pressure, nah, I don't trust it. I don't trust the glucose measurements or any of that kind of stuff either. Oh, let me give you a health update again, just so that you guys know. The last week or so, you know, I take a blood reading just by, you know, using a finger stick test where you actually draw some blood out and then measure it. And ideal ratings are between, I think it's like 78 to 99. Whatever the unit of measure happens to be. I've been sitting in the 89, 92, 96 ranges for the last week or so. So I have gone under the 100 range because I had been typically getting readings about 105, 110, all that. No, I'm under 100 now, so I'm in the normal range for blood glucose stuff. And I attribute it to the fact that I don't really have a whole lot of sugar, like virtually almost none. Okay, I do have a little bit, right? Depending on what you're eating, sometimes might have some sugar in there. And but typically, you know, anything that's, you know, outright sugar, like syrup or candies or anything like that, I don't have any sugar in there. And my carbs is very minimalized. I think the only carbs I really eat is probably the Costco pizza. Yeah, so it'll go up then, and then it drops right back down again. I mean, anytime you eat anything, it goes up, then it goes right back down again. So that's normal. Okay. Yeah, and so overall, my health is doing pretty well. Yeah, I am down 44 pounds from when we started the diet. You know. 10 pounds of that really was dropped because of the diabetes. That happened just because the diabetes will drop you some weight. I'll count it though, because I mean, I was 268 at one time. What am I now? 224? Is that what it is? Whatever 44 pounds is from that point. So yeah, so it's definitely a good drop. Yeah. So what's the goal now? My goal is to hit at least 50 pounds down by the end of the year. Now, if I'm like 224, my buddy has told me, you got to hit 200, Russ. And I said, come on, man. I said, 200? He goes, you could do it. Here's what he told me. He says, "You're the only guy I know who can do whatever they say that they're gonna do." Here's what he means by that. Okay. I met him. He was a professional photographer. He's no longer. He's an X-ray technician now. Well, technically, he's still taking pictures. He's taking X-rays now. All right, we came through here last time, so we will be a little careful here. Okay. Yeah, this thing's really hacked up. I just want to come back down here again because I wanted to hear the car sounds one more time. So anyway, he says, "You can do anything that you want to do. You're the only guy I know that could do it." And he told me, and the reason is because, you know, when I met him, we were both wedding photographers at the time. I told him that, you know, I book every wedding that I get because I have the ability to sell products relatively easily because I'm used to doing sales as well because I used to work in the stereo store for 8 years. and so these other wedding photographers had gotten used to the fact that, you know, whatever Russ says he's going to do, he actually does. So then the knee problems started happening. Remember that? So I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop shooting weddings. I can't do it anymore. Can't stand up for that long." So they said, "Well, what are you gonna do?" I says, "I'm gonna open up a photography school." And they all kind of said, "A photography school? Good luck with that." Yeah, well, 12,000 students later, yeah, the photography school did pretty well. So he said, "Wow, you did it. I can't believe you actually did it." I says, "Well, timing was good. People were buying DSLR cameras and they didn't know how to use it, so I said, yeah, timing was good. People needed help, so they came to my school." Then the knee replacement happened, right? So I said, "Okay, well, can't do the school anymore. Pandemic's happening." So we had to close the school up. And I said, "Well, now what do I do?" So I started documenting my knee replacement on YouTube. And, you know, we were talking about YouTube and said, "Man, it's so hard to do, you know, and everybody he's known that tried YouTube could never make it." So I says, "Well, you know, I'm just going to keep plugging away." And here we are, we're already at 20,000 subscribers. He says, "You're the only guy I know that can do it. When you say you're going to do it, you do it." I go, "Well, hey." So now he says, "If you're able to do that, no reason why you can't drop to 200 pounds. You know how long Mrs. Wright has been after me to try to lose weight? Yeah, well, we're at 224 right now. He says it's only 24 pounds more. Only? That's not that easy to do. This might be the one thing I can't do. I mean, even when I got married, I was like 219. So I'm very close to that. It's not that far off from that. We're just gonna do the same route that we did before. So anyway, I just said I don't know if I could do 200. I think the thing is with these things is that if you put your mind to it, you probably could do it. I mean, but you got to do it for yourself. You know, no amount of asking from other people is going to get you to do it. You have to make the determination you're going to do it, and then you do it. All right, let's see here. Let's turn back this way. That's what we did last time. I'm not going to go down that street. I feel bad. Those guys are actually working on the street. I got to find another way to get down there. So anyway, that's the deal with the health update. Now, I already mentioned that I am suspending Anything Goes Mondays for the next 2 to 3 weeks because I will be out of town dealing with the trike review. I'm trying to get some extra rides in and get ahead of you guys by 2 weeks so that there will be at least some videos for you guys to watch while I'm out there doing it. Now, I'll be recording videos out there, of course, but those won't be released until later. My hope is that I can release the first trike review as soon as I get back, and then subsequent rides on the trike will be released a little later after that. Now here's an interesting thing. You know, I was thinking about this trike review, and I know that my sister lives in an area with it's fairly hilly where she's at. I'm hoping this trike has good enough torque to go up the hills. Otherwise, I'll have to find streets that aren't like that. All right, okay, let's do this. I'm gonna turn back here again, but I'm gonna try to avoid that street where they're doing the construction. Might push me into an area I don't want to go on, but I mean, last time I did it and I avoided that street, I ended up on I ended up on Rand Road and a whole bunch of other areas. I don't want to do that again. Yeah, oh, Paul Ketchum, one of our subscribers, he said, yeah, can you imagine Russ being a tour guide? Yeah, I'd get everybody lost. Yeah, I can't find anything. Even the GPS at that time was going haywire. It was literally, the map was spinning in circles. I'm not kidding. It didn't know where I was. It didn't even know where it was. It was just spinning around in circles. Never seen that before. So we'll see how we do as we pass through this thing, because I'm not going to go down that same road. I got to find another way around them. All right, bikes. Let's go back to bikes. Get sidetracked so quickly. Yeah, so anyway, the magicycle bike will be coming in for review. We already know that. I've already contacted them about it and told them my preference. Yeah, my hope, as long as they don't mess up and send me the wrong bike, is the Sierra Blue version of the Deere 26-inch step-through version. This would be the Deere 2.0. And so it'll be a different color, and so neon green might be going away. So I decided that, you know, if they do send me the bike, then I will sell off the step over neon green cadence sensor version of that bike, because essentially it will be the same bike. It's just one does the torque sensor and cadence sensor. Now, the motor might be slightly different. I did notice that the website mentioned, okay, so we're going to pass through here. We're not going to go through what these guys are doing here. We'll go through one more. I'm just looking to see if this other street would get me through there. I guess if I take that other street, maybe I would actually make it through. And we'll go past it. So, anyway, I noticed that the motor seemed to be advertised to be able to do 32 miles per hour. Now the Deere cadence sensor version will do 28 miles per hour. So I don't know if they improved the motor or they didn't, but you know, that model still is a valid model, because essentially it's the same. It's the same bike. You know, it's a full suspension bike, but there might be a slight difference in the motor. I'll price it accordingly, of course. If you're interested in that neon green Deere, let me know. Send me an email, and then I'll see if I could. Oh man, they're doing this area too. Is this the same guys? I don't know. Oh man, they're really hacking up this whole thing. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be going through these guys again. What a pain. Oh well, hey, I tried. Well, at least I missed part of the street. So yeah, that's coming in. The 2.0 version will be coming in. That's my announcements for new e-bikes. Now, other bikes might be coming soon too. I don't know whether we will get them, but I know that these companies sometimes release bikes even through the winter months. I mean, like I said, the original Dare came into me at the end of December. Think about that. I always wondered, why did they do that? Why did they release it in winter months? But you know, it's not winter everywhere. I mean, it's winter, but it's not like it's snowing everywhere. So people still buy bikes. It's just that I would tend to think you'd have more sales happening in the spring through fall time periods. But hey, it's their businesses. They can figure out what's best for them, I guess. Yeah, it looks like it might rain again. It rained last night. And I don't know what these guys are doing here. I'm going to have to turn here, but I'm going to let this car go through first. I'm going to pass that Banksy thing again. Here, let me angle a little bit. Can you guys see it? I don't know if I was able to pull it. It's harder to pull this GoPro chest mount compared to the old one. The elastic on here is very sturdy, very hard to angle. So yeah, some companies do release bikes even through the winter months. And I know that it was mentioned to me, I think Ufree attended a bike, I don't know what you call it, a conference, a bike event, I have no idea, that was held in Schaumburg, Illinois, which is not far from me. And that, I think they did that in like January, something like that. So maybe I can get into that show. So it's like a trade show, basically. Maybe I can somehow find my way to get in there. I don't know. I don't think you can record anything because I think some of that stuff that they're showing there are new models that people have, companies have for upcoming years. They may not want to show that stuff that far in advance. So. Anyway, yeah, things are happening. Yeah, it happens throughout the year. It doesn't just happen during the summer and bike companies to keep going. Now, here's an interesting thing. I saw a video recently. I've never watched this guy before. It just kind of popped up on my feed for YouTube. And the guy was saying that he had noticed that people are buying less and less mountain bikes. He was saying something to the effect that, whereas mountain bikes at one time was very popular, it's not as popular anymore. I think he mentioned something about gravel bikes being more popular, but I can see why. You know, if you're just trying to travel on gravel roads and go doing those rail to trails or whatever they call it, rides that might be on gravel roads, you might want a gravel bike versus a mountain bike. You know, what's the difference between these things anyways? I think the mountain bikes are built stronger because, it takes a beating to go on a mountain bike trail. You're hopping things and bouncing all over the place. It's all muddy and everything. I think the tires are different and everything like that. So he was saying that he thought that the gravel bikes were selling out more so than mountain bikes now. I could see that. I could see that. But then I also kept thinking too, well, the e-bikes have probably taken a number of people too, that where guys are buying e-bikes and they're not buying mountain bikes. I mean, some guys like me, I had a mountain bike. I had a giant mountain bike, which I ended up donating to a family in need for transportation to get back and forth to work. But I had a mountain bike just prior to my e-bikes. And that bike just sat there for years literally, I bought that bike, and like I said, if it had 50 miles of usage on it, I'd be surprised. It just hung in my garage for all that time. And then when we moved to our current location, it sat in the basement the entire time. I couldn't ride it. Yeah, my knees hurt too much. I just couldn't do it. I always wanted to go back and try it. I did ride it. I think I tried riding it once after I got the e-bike, and then I just said, I still can't ride it. I still don't have enough leg strength to do it. So it went back down to the basement. And then I kept thinking too, if I have an e-bike, why would I ever want to go back and ride the other bike? I would never do it. Now in the basement, we still have bikes. Yeah. Mrs. Wright has her Trek hybrid bike down there. My sister-in-law has her hybrid bike down there. She has a Trek as well. My Mrs. Wright has her original XWing bike down there. Yeah, she had a XWing Varsity. Remember the XWing Varsities? Yeah, those are the bikes back in the day, right? I think XWing Varsities costed like $100, $110, something like that back in the day. Yeah, I always wanted one of those. I never had one. I had a banana seat bike. Yeah, I had a banana seat bike with a sissy bar in the back, made by Huffy. As I thought about it too, when I said, I never thought I'd like a red bike. That bike was red. I'm thinking back by my very first bike when I was a little kid. Yeah, I had that in like 8th grade. Yeah, 8th grade. And then my dad finally bought me a 10-speed. Remember 10 speeds? Yeah, road bike. It was a cheapie. Well, yeah, I'm sure it cost a lot of money to him at the time. It was probably about a $100 bike. And I was probably like a freshman in high school. I felt it was time to upgrade. I'd be riding a little Huffy banana seat bike. I couldn't do that forever. So yeah, I bought me a 10-speed, the original one. The wheel caved in. I told you about that, right? If you're new, you may not have heard the story. But yeah, that bike, I had it for a day or two, and then I was riding it, and the entire front wheel just caved in. Yeah, the spokes were not tensioned right, and it just literally folded in half. And my dad went in there and yelled at the guy, and the guy gave me another bike. I don't know if it was better or worse, but he gave me another bike. Yeah, I could have been killed on that thing. So, and then from that point on, when we moved to California, I bought another bike. I don't know what happened to that other 10-speed bike. I left it at home, and my parents sold the house, moved to Florida. They probably just got rid of everything. And then, so when we're out in California, I said to Mrs. Wright, hey, you want to buy a couple bikes so we can bike around Lake Miramar? So I had those bikes, and then when we moved back to Chicago, I ended up giving those bikes for $10 each to the guys that helped us pack up our truck, our U-Haul truck. I said, you guys want some bikes? Because I couldn't fit it in the truck anymore. It says $10 each, and they bought them. Yeah, I would have bought them. Those were not expensive bikes either. I think they may be about $150 each, something like that. I know that the Giant bike that I bought was probably about $250, something like that. Mrs. Wright's bike, I think, was $300 and something. These are many, many years ago, of course, but we still have her bikes. She has 2 of them. So those are downstairs in the basement. All the e-bikes are upstairs. Yeah, I can't lift that from the basement all the way up. The bikes are too heavy. I can't get it up the stairs. So, all right. Anyways, that's all I wanted to say. Kind of give you guys an update on why I went back to the audio recording and going back to the old mic system. Yeah, the new stuff will be a backup in case the old system has a problem, because I don't know why. Sometimes I've thrown recordings away because the audio was bad, and I really didn't want to use the GoPro mic. Sometimes I did use the GoPro mic, the backup mic, as the main audio, but I've just been so dissatisfied with that. So now the transmitter will be a backup to the old audio. So there you have it. Anyways, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Thank you so much for getting us over the 20,000 subscriber mark. Now we're shooting for 30,000. I'll talk to you guys next time.